Good everyone, my name is Navneet Anand from aajKal, local and global. Today we have invited Mr. Jugandeep Singh Jawaharwala, who is an intellectual, an author and director for Macklin College. Jugandeep ji, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank you so much for your time. And before we start, I want to say Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim friends, brothers and sisters. Today is a big day for them.
Today is a big day for the Muslim friends.
Yes.
There has been so much of vibes against the Prime Minister once he announced the travel ban from India to Australia. And there have been 36,000 Australians who are stuck overseas. But you are running a campaign, Time to Trust the government and the Prime Minister. Tell us more about it.
Yes. Actually, this is not a slogan, time to trust. This is not a campaign. This is a voice of my heart. What I felt, I started the campaign. As soon as the Prime Minister announced the travel ban, a lot of negative comments started floating on the WhatsApp, Facebook, that travel ban is due to racism, travel ban is due to skin color, this, that. But I have to request each and every Australian, those are stranded in India, that we have to trust our Prime Minister. We have to trust our Australian government. This is the time to trust.
Yeah, but at the same time, looking from the people who are stranded, they do feel that we are not being allowed to their own country.
What I'm trying to say, I'm not giving this statement on the base that I am a member of Liberal Party. I am giving this statement on the base of pieces of authentic evidences which proves that we have the best government in the whole of world. I am giving this statement on the basis that we are living one of the safest countries of the world. Not only me, the whole world, the media of whole world is recognizing the expertise of our Prime Minister and his team, that how he handled the coronavirus.
I fully agree with you that yes, Australia is the safest place on this earth.
Yes.
Because how the pandemic has been controlled here in the country,
Yes.
I fully agree. But having 36,000 people stranded overseas, we have to have some plans to evacuate them as soon as possible.
Sometimes taking hard decision is also a part of leadership quality. So I'm not saying, okay, if we take example of US media, the Washington Post, the global opinion written in it, I was reading an article in the Washington Post which states that they commended our Prime Minister for his acts, for his actions, that how he handled the coronavirus. If we talk about UK, the BBC News, they beautifully summarized the personality of our Prime Minister, that in handling coronavirus, Mr. Morrison sought the expert advice, listened to it, acted on it despite the cost. Even if we talk about media of Australia, the Prime Minister, our Honourable Scott Morrison, got top marks in handling pandemic in an exclusive review which was conducted for the Australian newspaper. So when the whole world is recognizing his ability, whole world is looking at him for advice, seeking advice from him, then we have to trust him. This is the time to trust.
I understand, I agree.
Yes.
I got to interview a Prime Minister yesterday on one of the online media conference that we had, and I did talk about bringing international students to this country on top of the citizens that are stuck at the moment. When do you think this inflow of the international student will resume?
I wish that they will arrive as soon as possible, because it's their future. Because they are stuck in India, they are stuck in everywhere. Even students of my college, they stuck there in India, and they are there from last 1 year. Few are there, and there is a question mark on their future. They are in the middle of their studies, so I wish it could resume soon.
You know, what I see is, for the hospitality industry, there has been an announcement that international student can work 40 hours instead of 20 hours a week. There has been an announcement for the
Yes.
hospitality.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I see that we need to get more of new international students coming to Australia for the vocational educational colleges as well to survive. Because universities do have significant reserves with them, but with the private vet sectors, I do see.
No, this is this is affecting not only vet colleges, it's affecting the whole education industry of Australia. If we talk about migration agent, if we talk about education agents, if we talk about vet college, if we talk about general English colleges, it's affecting all of us.
Any point that you have in mind that you would like to suggest to the current government? When you consider an example of an international student who is coming to this country at the age of 18 to 20.
To be honest, I am a very strong supporter of international student.
Mm-hmm.
So I am proposing a opinion piece. I'm writing an opinion piece, and I will hand over to an Honorable Alex Hawke, our immigration minister, that we need flexibility in terms of permanent residency of international student. There is a reason behind it. If any student arrive in Australia at the age of 20 and he completed his bachelor after 3 years, then he go for TR for another 2 years, and then he go for 491 another 4 years, and he spent his whole 10 years just in the process of getting PR. And when he will get married, and when he will get buy house, and when he will start contributing into the community.
I understand.
Yeah.
But on the other note, when the government comes to say we never promised a permanent migration to a student who is coming over to Australia for
But
studies.
there is general scale demand is always there,
The general skill
Yes,
demand
yes,
is
always there. Yes.
Right. So if someone is fit enough,
Then he should get permanent residency as soon as he finish the studies. There shouldn't be no longer period after that.
Mr. Jawaharwala, there's another point that I have in mind which I wanted to have a chat with you as well. When you are submitting this piece of submission, what about an international student from any country where they have to show their financial capability of 1 year living and 1 year of tuition fees to be paid? What if they pay the fees, transfer the money for 1 year of the living directly
Yes,
to Australia
sense.
before the visa is granted?
This is also part of my opinion piece.
Mhm.
That while any student is applying in from offshore student visa, he needs to show particular amount of funds.
The 1 year of tuition
One
fees
of
as well as
tuition
1
fees,
year
one
of
of
living
fees.
expense.
What my suggestion is, students should transfer whole 1 year fees or living expense to our Australian government, and we or all colleges will raise an invoice quarterly to the Australian government.
For the living
For the
expenses to be
so there is
transferred
no
back to
headache for the students for showing funds, and there is a big fake market for showing the funds.
Another thing what I see is when international students come here, if the 1 year tuition fees has already been paid and they have 1
There
year
is
of
no
living
pressure.
expense,
Yeah.
there is no pressure on him.
And that student will concentrate more on the study rather than searching job and pressure of another fees after 6 months.
Now, someone is going in search of a job and failing in one subject.
Yeah.
It turns out to be double the trouble.
Yeah.
One, he had to work to earn that money, and the same money is going back to the college to do and repeat that subject.
Yep.
Talking about IELTS, what I heard is you are running a petition
Yeah.
on some changes to be done in IELTS as well.
Yes, I started a petition. Hopefully, I will submit to the federal parliament next month. So the petition is we need to extend the validity of IELTS, PT or whatever English entrance exam from 2 years to 5 years. So what now is happening if someone did the IELTS 2 years before and all coaching centers are closed in India or many countries and they couldn't apply the visa. And I don't think so if we increase it from 2 years to 5 years, it will affect the proficiency of English. I added one more point on it as well, that if any students, for example, needs 8 band and he's eight each, and in one component he's getting 8 and in one he gets 7, and next test he is getting 8 in that and 7 in another.
Yes.
I know one student, he repeated PT for 21 times. I know one he repeated PT for 11 times just to match that number. And he's getting 8 in each.
So what you're suggesting is to have two consecutive tests.
Yes, put a time limit. Okay, in 1 month, give 2 exams. If you scored 8 in each, then it's considered as a 8 each.
Right.
Yeah.
It has been lovely talking to you,
Yeah.
Mr. Jugandeep Singh Jawaharwala. in the current situation in Australia, there are some people who are against the sentiments that Prime Minister is coming out with, and there are people like you who are there in support of him with a campaign like Time to Trust.
I have a message to all my friends, all my brothers and sisters, those are stranded in India, that please, it's time to trust, it's time to remain united, it's time to remain positive, it's time to stay connected, and all you will be landed here safely and sooner.
You know, respecting your views, what you're saying, at the same time, I wish each and everybody who is stuck wherever in the world is brought back to Australia as soon as possible. जी हाँ, आज हमने की जुगनदीप सिंह जवाहरवाला से बातचीत और मैं आपका नवनीत. Jugandeep, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
One-stop answer to your Australian education and visa matters. Gemco Sydney. Dream big, achieve big.
VG Times. Be with the times.